Hello, good day. This is Eric. Today I'm going to show you on how to use array in Java. So what is array, by the way? Array is a fixed data, a variable that would be stored in a memory, and it's being declared with square bracket. So the computer knows that you're dealing with this array if it sees a square bracket. So to implement that one, let's have a constructor first. So if we have a number here, integer number, and we got this square bracket here, and let's create a new object for that one, stating how many elements would accept. So for now I got four elements, and in every array it should always, or it must be always, start with 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so therefore if we got this element of index 4 here, we should expect an array that contains up to 0 to 4 only. Now if we have a value of an array at index 0, for example, let's say that is 4, and let us see the output. That out print line or print L and Ubuntu, and let us see if we would like to call in whatever be the value of your index array 0. This should come out as whatever be the value that's being declared here. So 4. Now if I would like to add more data into our array and change this one into, let's say, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so I would like also to display my second element on the index 1. So the second element is 5, then this should be 1 for us to display 5. See? Now what if I would like to display something like beyond this range of elements, let's say 4. If you notice, I don't have any data for that index 4. It will cause you an error. So bound exception means you did not declare the data on to our value of number. So if I'm going to increase this one to 7 and put in here, let's say 5, then run that program, we are expecting a value of 0 here. Why? We made our array to be at a range of 7, and yet we don't have any declaration for that fifth element or index. But if to do that, we could put in here, let's say 5, and let's say this is 5. So let us see, the output would be 7. Why? Because we assigned the value of your index 5 to be 7. But what if I only specified here as 5? Would this be working? So if you notice, there will be only 5 elements. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It will be 5 elements of the range. And let me add one here. So 0 to 5, there will be 6 elements. And I would like to run this code. So we should expect an issue here, because if you notice, I declare that 5 here as my last element and call it as an output, it has an error. Why? Because if you notice, I only declare 5 elements actually, and that is until only 4. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is only 5 indexes, okay, or indices. Well, there will be 5 elements, and yet when I call in 5 in here, that means that would be my last element. It will not be processed because that will be the number 6 index, and whatever be the value of that one, let's say 8, will not be displayed. Why? Because of it is fixed. So to do that, if you would like to display 8, then change your index value of 4. Okay, and of course change this one into 4 as well. Sorry for that. Then that should come out. And if you would like to alter value of your index 1 and you would like to display 5, just simply call in here 1 if you would like to alter into a new value. So just copy in here, and let's say I would like to make that 9. So we would expect the value of your new value of your number 1 index would be 9. What if I would want to display everything? Display all the outputs or the elements or data onto this array. So a for statement is a looping statement that would allow you to display everything. So let us assign an index value of your integer I, initially at 0, as mentioned a while ago. It should be 0. Then let us check if that I is less than 2, let's say less than 5, for example. Then if that is true, let us increment the value of your I. Then begin end statement. So we would like to know, when we display the value of I, if I is 0, that's the index, is less than to 5, then if it's true, then perform displaying the value of I, which is 4. Now increment the value. Then next, the value of I now is 1. 1 is less than 5. That's true. Display the value of the next element. Then if that's true, if I now equals to 2, 2 is still less than 5, display that value of 2, which is 6, then increment the value of I. So if this is 3, 3 is less than 5, that's true again, display the value of 3, this is 7, and let us say 4, the value of now your I is less than 5, that's true, display 8. Let's say I is equals to 5 now, so 5 is less than 5, that is already false. It would not display anymore the value of I, and it will not, of course, increment. So let us check this. So that's the output. Okay, so that's how you display everything about this array. You could have also something like this. Instead of declaring it as assigning a value, you could have an array something like this. Instead of let me just comment this one. Let's see if this would work. So let me comment this out, everything. Instead of doing that one, I can have an array in this form. Let's say int, then you got your array, let's say my array, then that's the symbol, square bracket, and I'll assign with the curly braces here of how many elements. let's say there are 4 elements with this array, and if I would like to simply call in my array output, and let us call in here the variable array, and of course I don't have that I. So if I'm going to display, for example, 3, then that should be, the 3 would be, 1 is the index 0, 2 would be the 1, 3 would be the 2, and 4 would be the third or the fourth index, which is 3. So if I'm going to display, let's say 3 here, then I should put in here 2. So let us see if this works. So as you can see, that would come out. So let me repeat. 1 is the element, and that is placed onto that index 0. So if I would like to display 1 here, this should be 0. Okay, so if I would like to display 4, I should put in here 3, because that is where the element 4 located at index 3. So again, that is okay. But what if I'm going to put in here 4? I don't have any index 4 here. I don't have any element declared here for that index 4, so we expect a problem with the display. Okay, so that is how you work on your array. Now what if I would like to have a more than one array? So let's say I got here my array. Let's say my array 1 and my array 2 that contains for example this should be 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6, something like that. So I got 2 arrays, or perhaps I could add in more. So you can have your array like this: 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we got an array, 3 arrays, and this time we have what we call the two-dimensional array. A while ago we were able to create a single or one-dimensional array, but this time if you would like to work on two-dimensional, this time that should be, let us say, my 2D array, something like that. Okay, then there will be 2 boxes. Okay, let's say 2D array. So there will be 2 boxes, and of course we need to put in the curly braces here. Okay, and what are these arrays? I can have my array here. I can have my array here separated by comma, array 2, and of course my array 3. So this is how you declare your array. But in my array 1, there's a content or element, so you could simply call in your value for your my array 1 here, and your array 2 as well, and your my array 3. So this is your two-dimensional array. Okay, now what if I would like to display let me just fix this one so that you would see what is really happening. Now as you can see, I got here a two-dimensional array. Now I would like to display only a value of my array 1 with this element 1. for example. So to do that one, we can have an output for that. Let's say my array 1, okay, sorry, my 2D array, I would like now to call my 2D array, and if I'm going to just simply put in here 0, I'm dealing now with my first index of my array. So actually this is index 0 and index 1 and index 2. So if I would like to put in here only 0, that means I'm only dealing with the first index of my two-dimensional array. So this should come out everything. Okay, wait. I would like to have this as that's the memory actually. But if I would like to call in my value of your first element, for example, for the first element actually, this one. If I would like to display, for example, 1 here, let us see if this works. So 1 would be the output. But what if I'm going to display that element 4 here? So for you to display that one, you go to that second index, which is 1. Then this would be your 0, 1, 2. So 2 is, or the third index is 2, and we expect an output of 4. Okay, so let me clarify again. This is 0, this is 1, index 3, and index 4. So if we would like to display the element 10 on our third index of your two-dimensional, so you need to go on here 2, that one, and let me just simplify it here. 0, 1, 2, and 3 for your columns. So there are 3 rows and 4 columns. I would like to display 10 here. So go to your third index of your row. Okay, then of course that's the third index or the fourth element, so you need to specify in here 3. So the output is 10. So in this two-dimensional, you could specify the output you would want to. Okay, so what if I would like to display everything as well? So to do that one, this time we need to have a what we call a looping statement that would declare the output. So for loop, for example, we need to get in your row and column. Okay, so for your row, we need to specify an index for your row. Let's say I is equals to 0. Then let's check if I is less than how many elements we have. There are 3 rows, so let's say less than 3. Why less than 3? So 0, 1, 2, there will be 3 elements, so or 3 indexes. 1, 2, 3. So we need to declare less than 3 here. Then let's increment the value of I if that statement is correct. Okay. Then let us also check on the column. So for the column would be, let's declare that as let's say J would be 0 as well. That's the beginning of your column, and let us check j if less than how many elements in our column. So there are 4, so let's make this as 4. Why? So 0 to 3, that would be the indexes, and that should be 4. Let's increment as well our j value. Okay, so let's begin displaying our output. So to display the output, system.out.print line, if you would want to, or print ln, then what would be our output? We would like to display our two-dimensional array here. And what are those values? I would like to display our I and our j. Okay, so this one, let us try displaying the output first. So you can see it displays our output, all output. But if you would like to just format the way with columns and rows, we need to put in spacing perhaps here. So we need to put space here, then append that every time. Okay, so there will be spaces, but I want it to be like this output. So to do that one, we could work on displaying the value of your something nothing. Okay, let's say nothing to be displayed here. Okay, let's see if this will work. Print line, if you notice, the output is in one liner, but if I would like to print with the spacing here, so that would be something like that. Okay, oh wait, I got this an output as well, so let me remove that one. All right, so as you can see, we got a two-dimensional array here that displays every single array when you use this one. But I have a question. The question would be, what if our array value elements are not the same in terms of its column or its row, for example, something like this. In my first array, I got only 3 elements. In my second array, I got 4. And the third array, I got 5 elements. So if we run this code, as you can see, it will not give you the output 6, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. I don't see any output of 12 here, as well as the 4 is removed here, so still it is giving you the output. So to do that one, I can have something like, let's say, if I'm going to remove this one and add in here as well, let us see if the output will still give us. So as you can see, we got an error. Okay, so to resolve this one, because the dimension of your rows are not the same, so this is how to solve that one. To solve the issue of your array, so you need to get in the length actually. So the length of each array, since they are not equal, so they are not equal to 3 actually. So if you would like to make it dynamic, so just simply call in the name of your array. Okay, then dot, we need to get the length to make it dynamic. Okay, so this one, whatever be the length of your array here, 2D array, that would be processed. If I is 0, whatever be the length, just display it and increment it. As well as your column, since if you notice columns are not also the same in the length, then we just call in the value of your j. Okay, so get now the array name, and of course put that as well. So whatever be the length of your I, so to do that one, get the value of your I here. Okay, get the value of I, that as well length. So this code, let me explain. If your I is 0, then 0, whatever be the length of your I, if that is true, that the 0 is the length of your I, then increment the value of I. Oh, sorry, the value of j. Okay, so let us see if this works. As you can see, it works. So the length is a function that would allow you to dynamically check if the length of your array is not equal or equal to the given array. So it's just like dynamically giving you the result. Okay, so this is how array works. So thank you.